don't like this about the trustee. I don't like this. I don't like that. So now that pink eye is being spread, because now that person that you told, they telling the next person, and that person telling the next person, and now it's all across the church. And now the whole vision of what's supposed to be going on has been messed up by the spiritual pink eye. Because you let that person expose you to the negativity. You let that person hate. You let that person talk all about the pastor. You let the person talk all about the preachers, the members. Now all of that has spread across the church. Spiritual pink eye. You're not seeing the vision. You're not seeing what's supposed to be going on in the church. But we're we're bickering amongst each other and not giving God the praise for what he has done in our lives. But the thing about it, Psalms 51:7 says, wash me and make me whiter than snow. That's what you do when you got to get rid of that pink eye. You got to wash the eye out. So now you need to ask God, Lord, clean me. Clean me like with hyssop. And make me whiter than snow. Wash me. Make me whiter than snow, so I don't have to worry about it. As soon as I see that pink eye coming, I know I need to go the other way. Because what do you do to prevent yourself from getting pink eye? You wash your hands. You wash your hands. You get free of germs. So if you wash your eyes with the word, if you wash your hands with the word, you can't get the spiritual pink eye. Come on, somebody. I'm going to make a sense to somebody in there. You won't get it. 25th verse says, Jesus put his hands on the man's eyes. Then his eyes were opened. His sight was restored, and he saw everything clearly. I realized in this passage right here, or this verse, was that sometimes the healing process takes stages. The healing process at times takes stages. This is Jesus who we're talking about. He could have touched him. Matter of fact, he could have spoke the word. Jesus could have thought something. But in this verse here, he decided that, you know what? I'm just going to let this healing process take a stage. Let me see, do you have the faith to believe that you're going to be healed? Let me see if you have the faith to know that I'm going to bring you out of this. Do you have the faith to know that Jesus is going to do it for you? But even when you read the Word of God, you can't just take it for face value. You can't just read it the first time around and then think that's it. But you have to ask God to open my eyes, let me see. What are you trying to say in this verse? Because there's so much different revelations that's in this word. You can't just take it for face value, but you have to keep on reading and studying. Jesus sent him home saying, don't go into the village. If you go back, well, don't go back to the village. Jesus took him out of the village. And now he's saying, don't go back to the village. Now that we have an understanding that our environment has caused us to not see well, now Jesus is telling us, don't go back. Why would you go back to something that messed you up before? Why would you go back to something that has beat you to the ground? Why would you go back to something that has done you dirty plenty of times before? Don't go back. The song said, I can't go back. I won't go back to the things that used to be. If you know that drinking has caused you problems before, why go back to drinking? If you know certain women has caused you problems, preach still, don't go back to them. If you know certain men has been problems in your life, why are you going back to them? Jesus is saying this woman, go away, don't go back to them. But you need to go home. And you know where home is. The Word of God. The church. You need to go home. Don't go back to that situation where you was at before. Abraham and Isaac. Isaac asked Abraham, where is the sacrifice? I don't see it. Abraham said, the Lord will provide. But I just didn't take it for face value and say, well, he knew that Isaac was going to be it. But I believe that Abraham was prophesying. And he said, you know what? The Lord will provide. He's going to provide our needs. It seems like our bills getting cut off. We can't see